Hey everybody, Maria here with Fourth Dimension. Thanks for joining me. This is your shot in the arm to get you out. You have made it to Friday. Congratulations. Card says, we are not saints. That's the actual name of the Oracle deck that I'm using. I think you can find it on Amazon, or I think somebody gifted it to me years ago, but I love it, so I'm using it. No one has ever been called a saint. Far from it. Our lives were a mess. Our lives are now far from perfection. However, the point of our journey and this life is that we are willing to grow along spiritual lines, spiritual progress rather than perfection. So you might be stuck on something. I keep wanting to put it away. I don't need to do that. Stuck on something where you feel it's not perfect, or you're looking for perfection. That might be, you might be called out to reevaluate, more like a hangman energy I got. I'm not taking those. I got 555 on the bottom. That might be important to you. Give me 4 cards, please. That resonates with this reading. Whew. You got quite a few of them, actually. You got message to pass on. Maybe you have a message to share with the world. That's the first thing I'm feeling. You're feeling calm. I have mirror effect. It did come out in the reverse, so maybe you're breaking a twin flame or a supposed twin flame relationship. You're going to be calm in this communication, but you're full of fear. I feel like bottom of the deck is reunion. I just said death, so maybe this is a death rebirth. Anything that happens in my readings, for whatever reason, I just take as part of the reading, so including the faux pas I make. I'm not taking that one because that was turned upside down from yesterday's reading. It might be Embrace Transformation 3030. That's from yesterday. What's today hold? 2424. Creative expression. Oh my gosh. This has been such a reading. If you have any water placements, I feel Pisces, Cancer, some Scorpio, but this is the vibe coming off the card, so I'm going to stay with it, stick with it. But 2424 is creative expression. You might be an Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Sag, but it's express your creativity. It will lead you to exciting opportunities in the future. Several of you got downloads this last, the 12th. I want to say the new moon. I feel like you've been manifesting this. You might have gifts, you might have abilities, you might have brand new awakenings that are new to you, new to your, thank you for that validation. I feel like several of you are a healer. That's the Knight of Cups. I feel something is coming in. It could be a romantic tie or past tie that you had with a spiritual person. I feel like your past person maybe wasn't the spiritual one at the time. This person was possibly intuitive or had some gifts, but thank you. I just, like I said, anything that happens in a reading. But I feel like there was a separation that occurred in the 5 of Cups. A separation occurred. Maybe 2 of you were trying to get this up off the ground. I have the Chariot, again, Cancer energy coming through heavily. Scorpio again. Also, the Knight of Cups is an air and water sign because it's mental as well as in motion. It's like the Amazon truck coming to your home. It's not quite there, but it's en route. The King of Cups falling out. So again, water sign could be dealing with somebody who's, I feel, emotionally balanced, where before they maybe have been prone to overthinking or getting stuck in their emotions or couldn't communicate what they needed to communicate. Tell me more about the spread, please. But if it's you that I'm reading for, you have a lot of anxiety about this brand new opportunity. You might be stuck on sharing your creation. Has very heavy healing energy. I had a similar vibe earlier this week where I talked about CBD oil and using it to like manifest healing energy properties. Somebody I feel like owns a vitamin shop or something to do with healing and wellness, and they're just taking it to a whole nother level because they like that's what the world needs. Hello. Reiki could be dry needling, it could be red light therapy, it could be like a ton of different stuff. I'm kind of getting downloads. So very creative, but I also feel like somebody's an actual healer. Like you have some amazing gifts. I know when I recognize, you know, gifts and abilities almost right off from their energy. So that might be actually a gift that you might be getting. You might be getting, whoever I'm reading for, maybe one person might be able to read a room just like this. Like you walk in the room and you can tell the shady from the genuine, the awake from the sleep, just from their body, their defensiveness, or how they're sitting, or how open they are, or words they use. You're getting this super download. And I feel like you're going to be a magnet for hurt people. You might already be. You might be getting hit up on by old family, friends, acquaintances, people that want to they recognize maybe your transformation or this healing energy that you went through, and they might be just out of the blue reaching out to you because they recognize change. This is also leading to a 10 of Pentacles. Wealth, financial security, financial long-term success. But this new beginning, current stage, is the 9 of Swords. So again, somebody's overthinking this, but just know, Spirit's telling me this is abundance right behind you. I mean it. Like, so far, there's a high level of fear. If the first card out is we are not saints, something about you perceiving your past is stopping you from moving forward. So if you're walking into a spiritual chapter where you're being called, the divine is calling you, you asked and manifested for this gift, and all of a sudden you've gotten it and you are working towards healing other people, you're afraid of being judged based on your past. Okay, I'm just going to go out there on a limb and just say, again, your past may be your best asset, because you're going to relate to people that have been in the muck and the mire. I used to be a treatment center counselor, and having gone through it, I had 20 years of sobriety at one point that I walked away from. But my experience in use, unfortunately, helped other people get sober, right? And that's kind of the vibe I'm getting, is somebody's holding back starting or launching their new endeavor because their experience is shady, or they have some marks on their attendance card back in, you know what I mean? Like they did some folks dirty, or they just didn't handle things appropriately back in the day. Well, okay, so there's a friend, a commenter, if you ever get to see Steve's comments, Steve, I'm calling you out here. He's a very intelligent commenter on my posts, but he left a post yesterday, a comment that he talked about Paul, Old Testament, new disciple Paul of the 12, but was called Saul. He used to run around and kill all the Christians, and had a conversion right in the middle of the street, literally, and then became one of the most radical, I guess, voices and for Christ. So if you get a second, Google it. If you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, look it up. But that's kind of the vibe I'm getting, is you might be going from like a 180. You might be going from something that was dark and sinister, literally in the black magic field, in the dark entities. You might have been something even as a high priest, or even a shaman, or something like that. You might have been a high-ranking something or other in the other camp, and then all of a sudden you're over here. So who else would know? Who else can walk other people out of that than somebody who's lived it? High Priest is coming out. I just said all of that in a card. So that's the vibe I'm feeling, is somebody's being called to service through their experiences. Even if, like, I don't need a whole lot of comments. I love you all. If you're not the one I'm talking to, then you're not the one. Don't take it personal. I just feel like I'm being authentic to the messages I get. So I'm sorry, not sorry. So if that isn't you, and you've always been a believer, and you've always given to God and the divine, I feel like God's calling you into the fold to help others find healing, transformation, or the universe, or whatever your divinity believes in. There it is, Page of Cups. I feel like you're being called to a creative opportunity. You might be in working, or you might be somebody who's pursuing a relationship right now with somebody who you feel a mentor, sponsor, therapist, guide, Sherpa, that can get you to that next level. I feel like it's going to have to be more than that. It's going to have to be more than that. This is happy. It's like a happy endeavor. This partnership with the 9 of Pentacles, you need to reach out to somebody to get to the level that you need to be at, but don't stop creating. Even if you're not monetized yet, your message, if it's on YouTube or whatever platform you're on, it will catch and it will explode, I believe. Somebody's looking like you're walking into luxury rewards. Somebody feels like this might be a difficult decision. You might be thinking about walking away from a full-time because this thing could really take off. I feel like people are approaching you, shocked at your service, your skill, your ability. I remember when I started doing tarot, and I did tarot for practice on my girlfriends. Seriously, we go and listen to live music, and I would practice my cards, and all of a sudden they come back, or they call me, or they text me, and they're like, you aren't gonna believe what you just happened. This happened. Ace of Wands, brand new endeavor, new project, Ten of Pentacles, King of Pentacles with the Three of Swords, the Queen of Swords. So there's an amends that has to occur, amend of some past relationship that maybe you're currently not, separated. It says it is air sign, so it might be with a Virgo, a Pisces, a Libra. I know Pisces is water, but it feels very much an unbiased judgment. Somebody's going to be real with you, but there's a definite discord between the two of you. But this might motivate you to make the decision to reach out to the person, or you might be the person they're reaching out to. This is somebody who's walking into their divinity. This is their purpose. This is their calling. Tell me more. And I feel like if it's you, I can relate to you. I remember sitting with people, won't say names on that one, but I used to sit with people and intuitively read just energy. And it was a moment of clarity for the people that I was embodying or feeling the energy from, because it's a very unique hit, and it's not your energy, but you're reading for somebody who's in your spectrum, I suppose. And this person, they get a little freaked out because you recognize some things that they need to be aware of. You're sending messages of love. I don't sit here and judge what they're doing. That's none my business. None my business. Their life is their life. However they want to live it, how choices they make, decisions that they're planning. None my business. I sit and read the energy because I feel led to tell this person, hey, this is what's coming up. I feel like that's what you're doing. If this is a personal read for somebody, I don't know who this is for, but you're doing that. There's some effery that you need to let go of. The Seven of Swords, this deceptive effery, this is the vibe I get. There's a lot of deception happening around this energy. You might be, if you're working with somebody currently as a Sherpa, check the source and the fruits, because somebody's pretending to be, sorry, I'm calling you out, very Christian, Catholic, more Christian, but they're very religious, and they're saying their gifts are healing, etc. That's not correct. That's not correct. Sorry. They're working hard. It's more of a fake it till you make it, because they are doing it for the money. They're doing it for the fame, the celebrity. And I'm just sitting here saying, if you're not called to this life, maybe praise God, because this is a challenge. I've lost 2 jobs. I've lost 2 jobs because of this channel, because people found out that I have a tarot channel. True story. And either devastated it because somebody was petty, let's just put it that way, or the other one was fear. There was total fear that I was going to misrepresent, which I would never do. Like, it's a secondary position. I'm an expert and a professional wherever I go in the field I work in. So let that shit go, So I just feel like, I guess I'm supposed to be doing this. And as a result, here you are, jumping in. Can't make this up. I feel like I'm telling you a personal story on purpose. Like, the messages that I've gotten, you have no idea how much I had to go through to get in this chair. I've had full-length mirrors drop on me that have been stable for 10 years, shatter, 200 pounds, fall on me. Right after I did a cleansing. Isn't that the most interesting timing? I don't know. So that might be something you're dealing with, is releasing and cleansing of the energies that aren't supposed to be in your circle of friends or tribe. And you're going to be led to the tribe that is supposed to be uplifting, supportive, and mentoring the way that God intended you to be, the lovers. That's what I feel. Boom. I feel heavy on the Virgo. I do. I understand that. I also feel heavy on Gemini. It's a Gemini card. I don't feel it's Gemini, but it might be. I also feel that you're going to feel supported, completely like 2 peas in a pod, carrots and peas. I don't know what that Forrest Gump thing is, but you get my drift. It's like you two are meant to. It's for the Queen of Cups. Could be another water sign. Cancer it's a Cancer card, but it could be Pisces, it could be Scorpio, but you could find this person to be just as intuitive as you are, vice versa. Compassionate, caring, comforting, calm, maturing, loving, healing, emotionally stable, intuitive, and caring. You're all watching me here. This is your message. If for the one reader, I guess, that the one viewer that this is pertaining to, get on it. All right, just pull the trigger. You are ready to explode into the next chapter you're supposed to be called into, and your fear is stopping you. You're going to be successful. It's a small win, but you're like, Maria, you aren't going to understand. 6 of Swords. My tribe, this is 2 things. One is a healing energy. One, your tribe is taking you. Your spiritual tribe is trying to mend the fence physically with this person, whoever this person is. Again, heavy on the Virgo. It could be a Leo, also a Leo, because it is a Leo card. There's Leo in the chart and the placements, but I kind of feel you're going to have to cut ties with this nefarious tribe you've been running with, because it's a one-sided street and they've been sucking your energy from you for their powers, for wherever they're, like, maybe you've launched a channel. Let's just say you got some side hustle going on, but it's waffling because it's based on your energy. If you pull back, they're going to fail. Their gifts go away. That's how this works. Trust me, the mirror fell down, remember? So this is somebody who's internally struggling with coming forward because they got to own their crap. This is also requiring change, but they do know it is their wish fulfillment. You might be planning or have planned a business with somebody else. It didn't go well. I feel like that's already tied. You are the magician in the upright. You already got the downloads. You might be a healer. I feel like you are manifesting all sorts of powers and creations, but I'd be very careful about who you partner with, because one wrong choice may cost you your fortune. It's got to be, you are self-confident, you are creative. You might even want to do this by yourself and then partner with other people after you launch it independently. This could be anything. Now, to those that I'm not talking to with esoteric knowledge or desire to live this life, it's to the folks that are actually thinking about branching out. Like, I have a masseuse who's going into Reiki, that kind of step forward. If you're in the beauty, you might be considering being a influencer on fashion. I just saw that. Or makeup tips, also super helpful. And it's like going to bring you tons of money because, you know, it's the unknown, that it's just like the Saul to the Paul, you know, disciple Paul. He was an unknown. If you look at all 12 of those clowns and the disciples, none of them came from wealth. None of them came from a place or a position of loyalty. You know, there was a tax collector. There was a couple of fisher people that were, you know, a bit of a drinker, you know, a little bit of a drinker, you know, but they, you know, they were messy. They were messy. Their lives were messy. But who most to use to spread the message? And whatever that message is that you're supposed to spread. I feel it's on healing. I feel inner child work. I feel like recovery, survival, surviving all the narcissists, like maybe vampires, I'm not sure. You might be sitting in a space, whoever I'm reading for may be exhausted, giving up, feel destroyed, sitting isolated, feel like it's in a dark place, dark room, you know, blinds drawn, just like mine. Mine is just so you don't get a reflection. No, I'm not depressed. I'm actually doing really well. I did eat M&Ms though. I only had 5 today, but you get the idea. Somebody's overwhelmed. They're feeling overly protective of themselves. It's very much a protection, self-protection space. I feel like they feel the world's after them and their world's getting very small. I have the 9 of Wands. With 3 of Wands is making a decision of if they want to go back and look for a full-time, work with a person, jump into a partnership, but they're trying to manifest something different. And this is the courage and the persistence to go forward. Somebody might be really feeling super depressed. I'm going to encourage that person, shake it off, find the strength to launch whatever you need to launch. Nobody, and I'm going to keep it real too. I don't know who I'm supposed to read for, but this seems very much, listen, you got to be authentic. None of this works without authenticity. If you're not genuine and real and humble, you're going to get eaten up. There's a million readers out there that will, you know, show and tell all day long and make it, like this. But if it ain't genuine, people are going to smell that a mile away. They know authenticity the minute they see it. And then they live it. And if it happens and this plays out as it should, then it's the real thing. That's the vibe. You might actually physically heal somebody like this. It's very much that vibe. Like through this work, you're going to be healed. 7 of Cups to the 2 of Wands, to the 6 of Cups, to the Ace of Swords. Somebody is sitting in a space of making a decision whether or not they need to make, which choice should I make? Should I launch? Should I go with a partnership? Should I go back and blah, blah, blah? Should I amend this relationship? But this has to happen regardless. Whoever I'm reading for, the Ace of Swords is the truth. It's the chapter to close and that cycle to close and the World card to be completed. With the Knight of Pentacles, this long-standing relationship, and you're sitting in the Hermit mode. Regarding the 4 of Cups, you might have had a missed opportunity, a missed relationship, but I don't feel it's more of could be a missed opportunity. Yes, the 4 of Cups are here, but I also feel it's meditation. That's what this card really means, sitting in a meditative state. Your whole healing energy might be about meditation. You might have gotten downloads, and maybe that's when the divine talks to you, is when you're meditating and you're not focused on every single microscopic thing that you need to do throughout the day. It might be speaking for an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You 3 overthinkers, love you to death, very hyper anal OCD CEO level, check a box, move forward. They might say, I feel like you have an idea, you want to launch it, but you might have a construction site, right? But you're thinking about going a different direction and just focus on like HVAC, or maybe just remodels, or just doing renos. I don't know. But whatever you specifically are looking at, it's really focusing or forcing, some just fell on my deck, to move forward laser focus, like very laser focused, but you might have a hard time doing that, very like ADD feeling here. So you got a lot of plates spinning. So they're saying meditate, sit it out, go put a timer on for 20, 30 minutes. And then you have a Page of Swords. Somebody's coming forward with this honest conversation about this business endeavor, this proposition, this abundance, but somebody again sitting, it's hot and cold, back and forth, 2 of Pentacles vibe. Sorry, I know I gave you a card, but I'm being led to give you another card, so hang tight. This one's 2020 or 2424. You can also look up the number 66, see what that means to you. I saw that number today. And tell me, Spirit, give me one more out the door. 777. I saw that number today too. Your purpose flows from within you, and everything that is unfolding or being revealed to you is part of your purpose. A state of peace and calmness in your soul. I am the flow. I cannot tell you how many times I've said, I think just this month in May, that you're sitting in your canoe, not rowing, and just allowing things to unfold and let people disclose who they are to you, right? That's the idea, is those that are for you will stand by you. If you allow them in, if you haven't closed the door, if you haven't blocked them, if you said I'm out, or I'm good, or thank you, or I quit, or whatever you've done that close those chapters, if you're open and you just sit in your canoe, the answers will come. I believe whoever I'm reading for, I feel there's quite a few of you that are pondering, thinking. I'm going to strongly encourage that you journal. Again, I think journaling unfolds with the writing. It's almost like your brain slows down long enough for it to be communicated onto paper, and the realness comes out, because you have to actually think about what you're going to say on paper, and it's really about what you want, and it's really defining, digging deep to discern, is what I want fluff, blue sky, or is it very, very, specific? And the last thing I'm going to get you out the door is your prayer, because I didn't forget. One regarding this reading, please. These are hard to shuffle because they're in the shape of a heart, and they're a -45 font. Intuition. Okay, intuition. It's just what I said for the whole reading. Trust your intuition. And know that what seems logical may not always necessarily be right. I just said that. Did I not just say that? Overthinker, OCD, like checking boxes, your heady, legal, logical thinking won't take you to where your intuition is trying to lead you. All right, may not necessarily be right. The answer to your question lies within your heart. Endless possibilities exist for you. Stop trying to work it all out. And feel your way through. We, your angels, will guide you. Trust your feelings. What feels right is right. I love this. I love this for you. This has been a week of transformation. Somebody has stepped or is stepping bridge to shore. They're trying to collect thoughts, ideas, and not sit in a perfectionistic state. If you are, I'm just going to whisper in your ear, let it go. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fail. You're going to make a ton of mistakes, actually. But that's how you learn, and that's how you get knowledge versus, or wisdom versus knowledge, is you apply that. So whoever I'm reading for, congratulations on your next chapter. It's going to it looks very, very promising, very, very abundant. Remember, you heard it here first with your immediate changes that are coming. And I do feel, if just for the handful of you that are stuck, you feel stuck, get that pen and paper out, start journaling, and see, ask your spirit guides, ask God, ask the divine, whoever you call, whoever you pray to, right? For logic, for wisdom to know the difference, and for insight as to what your spiritual gifts are. That's kind of an important piece. So, you're divinely hand-given those things. It might be hospitality. It might be opening a bed and breakfast, or an BRB. I don't know what that is. VRB, whatever. You know what I mean. You are coming into a very creative time in your timeline, and I just want you to know, don't let the fears hold you back. Remain calm, remain in meditation, be in communication. This woman is actually meditating, and the sign says communication. There you go, the divine halo over her head. Love it. And know that you're mirroring your partner, I believe. I can relate to that. And that message to pass on is from the divine, with a third eye coming down. So know you're on the right path. This don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. If it's given for you, it won't pass you by, and it's coming directly to you. Love and light to each one of you. If you want to follow me, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me grow and helps our channel expand in the universe so other people can get the same message. Also, if you want a personal reading or want to learn how to read some tarot, join us in the links below too. It's a lot of fun. So love and light until next time. Take care.